Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday, June 6th SIG release meeting. My name is Jeremy, and I'll be the host today. Marco has dropped the agenda into the chat. If you could go ahead and add yourself as an attendee, that would be super useful, so we have an idea of who is here. And if this is your first time, we'll invite you to introduce yourself and let us know why you're interested in SIG release. But before we do that, this meeting is covered by the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, so please be mindful of the things you say and treat everybody with respect. And this meeting will also be recorded and available on YouTube. So if you don't want to be on camera, there's your warning to not come off of hiding your video. All right, with that, I'll open it up for anyone to introduce themselves. If you're new to SIG release or you haven't been here for a while, feel free to unmute and introduce yourself. Let us know what your interest in SIG release is, where you'd like to help out, and we can try to direct you to good stuff to do. All right. If anybody wants to introduce themselves in chat, feel free to do that as well. And with that, we'll move on to the recurring topics, and we'll start with sub-project updates. The first one up is release engineering. Marco or Arnaud, do you want to give any updates? I can also give some updates on what I'm working on.
Yeah, I can give some updates. From the OBS side, since this is now getting a little popular topic, we merged the core implementation last week. So we have OBS CREL stage and OBS CREL release, and we can build and publish all core packages like kubedev, kubelet, kubectl, and CryTools and Kubernetes CNI. That part is hopefully working very well from what I tested and what I was able to test with. After the meeting we had last week, we discussed about having Alpha 2 release this week, and we are targeting Thursday for that one after we hopefully merge the Go updates that Jeremy are working on. I think that, yeah, let's see, fingers crossed. I hope it is going to work. Besides that, we also have in progress updating to Cosign v2. Carlos is mainly working on this, and it is, I think, going relatively well. There are some issues, but let's hope that we will be able to solve that issues in an easy way. Then, yeah, cherry pick deadline is in a week from now on Friday, and after that we have releases. So prepare your cherry picks if we have anything to merge. And I am not sure if you have anything else, but I think there are Go updates, but I would hand that over to Jeremy.
Yep, Go updates. I've got the PRs open in draft form and non-draft form. One of them is waiting for the Go release to happen and the upstream images to be released so that we can use them. Once that's done, we'll retest the first PR, and that'll kind of set off the wave of everything that will happen after that. We'll do some image promotions once that's done, and then the other PRs that I opened should be ready to go. And then I'll open up the last wave of things while those are going. So hopefully we'll hear about this soon, and the images become available relatively quickly, and we can kind of kick things off and get everything done before the alpha release on Thursday. Dim's is standing by to review PRs in KK for me. So I pre-staged some things already and pinged him to be around to review things. Because I think Jordan reviewed things a lot of times, and he's on leave now. Any questions on any of these release engineering topics?
Right, just one, Marco,
go for it.
in case you need some help from the upstream OBS folks, just reach out as usual.
Sounds good, thank you. I think there are some things that we need to solve on that side, especially when it comes to CryTools and Kubernetes CNI. Okay. That's like the biggest issue when it comes to how we publish packages. But I think we will figure it out and we can see about that. I am officially on PTO, so I will be not working for a week or two. But as soon as I get back, we can look into this.
All right, sounds good.
All right, next up, release team. Grace, do you want to give us release team updates?
Enhancement freeze is next week on Thursday, the 16th. And then we are currently at 32 enhancement, which is relatively low from what we've seen previously. But there's not an obvious sign of, something that we're lacking at the moment. And then, as folks have mentioned, Alpha 2 has been rescheduled to account for a Go update.
All right. Any questions for the release team?
Just a few comments.
Yeah, go for it, Ray.
I keep updating.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Keep jumping in late.
I was gonna also say thanks for taking notes.
Yeah, I mean, in 123, we also had a low number of enhancements very early on as well. And I saw in the notes from last week that you've done all the comms outs, reach out all to the SIG channels as well. I also tried to join all the SIG meetings as well, just to remind folks. And I don't know if that was helpful or not, but yeah, we did get a little bit of a bump. But it could just be timing wise anyways. It might just be since enhancements freeze is next week, so these folks still have a week to opt in.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a message to the chair and tech leads channel on Thursday. But yeah, outside of that, we've already reached out to all the SIG Slack channel. Yeah. Thanks for the insight though. That's good to know. Right.
All right. 32 enhancements is still a lot of changes. Just doesn't seem as impressive when you had huge things before, but maybe we settled into a better cadence of things after switching the number of releases around. Who knows? All right, I added one topic in open discussion. I had asked in the release management channel how folks felt about backporting the distroless IP tables version to the older release branches. There is currently a CVE that is flagged on those images when you scan them, related to Open SSL. It's fixed in the version that we used in 127. So it'll be fixed in the version we're going to build with the new Go versions. But how would people feel about cherry picking that change back to the older release branches to make before ahead of the patch releases, so that we can maybe make things have a lower CVE footprint for folks that are consuming them downstream? I think Dims gave a thumbs up in Slack, but I'll drop a link to the message from release management where I asked.
The +1 for me from Ray to cherry pick.
Oh, there's so many messages. Okay, I found it. I'll edit here. Okay, I'll work on a cherry pick, and I'll work on some cherry picks and open PRs, and we can discuss on PRs. See how folks feel. All right. Does anybody have any other agenda items they would like to add? Otherwise, we can call it a day and have a quick meeting and give folks time back to do other things today.
I do have one question. I don't know if this was asked previously about the are we going to change KK from master to main this cycle?
We have an enhancement for that, but I don't know if anybody has worked on it yet. So I don't think we've opted that in as well. previously Carlos was going to work on that, but I don't know what the status of that is. So let's take it as an action item to ping Carlos and ask him if he's still actively working on that. Otherwise, maybe we can find somebody that would like to help contribute that.
I think we need to reach Contrabacks about this because they were expressing concern about flipping master to main in KK.
Okay.
I think, yeah, it was like one of the SIGs, kind of push backing on doing that quickly. So we might need to talk to them.
Okay, so we'll take an action item to ping Carlos and to ping Contrabacks to discuss that. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day or evening, depending on where you are. If you have any other things you'd like to discuss after this meeting is over, feel free to start a thread on the SIG Release Slack channel or reach out to the mailing list, and we'll see everybody on the internet. Bye.